Well, August is here, and that means school holidays. Very soon, in the next 1.5 weeks, schools will be closing. And home, if you're a parent, will be your child with a backlog of homework, what they call holiday homework. A lot of children have challenges trying to cope with homework or just to learn in an environment that many think is boring. Kids want play, so that education is exciting. And things are getting digital. So on the education front, there are solutions which are coming up to ensure that your child has an interest in learning those difficult subjects, such as maths. So this morning we want to look at what exciting methods are being introduced digitally to interest children in education or in learning. And we're joined by the Director for Africa Digital Learning, Wycliffe Kibisu, my friend. Karibu to Citizen, Bwana.
Thank you, Bwana Makali.
Welcome.
Yes. Thank you.
So, what innovations or what learning aids are available, are being generated?
I think we should start by what is African digital learning.
Yeah, okay, maybe Mutegi is right.
Yeah.
What is this all about?
Digital Learning Academy.
Africa Digital Learning Academy, thank you, Bwana Mutegi. Africa Digital Learning Academy is the partner of JumpStart, and JumpStart is the largest edutainment company in the world. It has been in education fund for the last 29 years. So what it does, it researches on what the best teacher in the world does in classroom every day, and what is the best program kids watch on the TV every day or on the digital media. So they take what is the best teacher does in class every day, and they bundle with what is the best program children like and the characters children like on the TV every day. So they bundled into a game environment so that all learning subjects can be delivered in a game environment. So kids take learning as fun as a game.
This is digitally done. Are there packages that people can carry home, or these things are now done online and children can access them on websites, particular websites, at that level?
Yeah, actually, JumpStart or Disco takes learning using the 3 pillars. That is the child, the parent, and the teacher. So one is that the solution that are for home use, which actually the parent becomes the teacher in the house. There's actually the solution which is actually for schools, which are called school licenses. And that's one transform the classroom into a game environment so that the class or the school is another home for the children.
Okay.
The third solution is the one which is for the mobile apps. And for the mobile apps, that those are actually the learning of the
mobile app?
Is an application that can run on the mobile. Because the normal program which run on the TV, on the video or DVD, or on the laptop, if you take the same program, cannot run on the mobile. So what happens is that JumpStart has gone ahead because they know that the mobiles are becoming an in thing in the developed world. So what they have done is to break the program so they can be able to run on a mobile. So that kids can also learn as they are traveling with the parents.
Well, JumpStart, of course, is not a Kenyan company. So
Yes.
how are we bringing this technology in education down to local syllabi so that our children, of course, access what they're learning in school and not some foreign American content?
JumpStart, first of all, the first thing that Africa Digital Learning Academy, which is the partner of JumpStart locally, did was to get a buy-in from the Ministry of Education through the KICD, who are the champion of the syllabus of the country. Now, one of the things that we have done, the program actually is what we call is child-centered. It takes what we call is that children have different learning styles. A child will respond, a child from the village is different from a child from town. So you'll find that the way the program reacts, the first solution believes that every child is average, like in class 1. But depending on how the child responds to the program will either go down or go up. So it uses what we call the child IQ to determine where the child is. So the program is neither too hard, neither too difficult. That is actually learning is a game. So if a game is too difficult, the child will give up. If a game is very easy, then the child also will give up. So the program is just right for the child age. Because you will find that in class 1, depending on where the child is schooled in nursery, you might find that as learning in class 1, which is age 7, some kids are in age 3 as far as learning is concerned. And some kids are in age 7 or age 8 as far as learning concerned. So what JumpStart does is a personalized learning program. So it knows where the child is. First of all, it determines where the child is. And then from there, either it will go down to where the child is and climb with the child, or if the child is a fast learner, then it moves the child in that environment.
Where is this available?
Yes?
Where is this technology available? Here?
This technology, actually, the program is being produced here in Kenya, because the first thing that we had done is to negotiate for the Los Angeles company to allow the program to be produced in Africa, for Africa. So the program is being produced here in Kenya to be able to serve the entire Africa.
I don't get you. It's nowhere. I mean, where is it available? Where can I see it? If I walked around Nairobi schools
now
or Nairobi homes, where would I see it?
Now, maybe I can mention where the program is being used. The first school that we deployed with Safaricom at a place called Huruma Children's Home. That was a pilot program. Huruma Children's Home. So that was actually our social responsibility where we began with it.
You are doing an experiment with our children?
No. That was not there. You know, the program has been, for the last 28 years, the program has been in Kenya. But the only people who could afford it is the people who are on the top range. The program actually has been used in international schools. The program has been used in top private schools. But the only thing that we are now negotiating is to ensure that we deliver equity in learning for all children. So that's why we wanted to make it affordable to the masses.
So you went to Huruma Children's Home?
Then from there, McKinney actually got a buy-in and they bought the programs. The program also, in December, we implemented in the Buruburu SOS. There is Compassion International, which has support over 95,000 students in the country. And they have over 360 centers spread right away from Busia to Kwale. We have just trained their champions 2 weeks ago, and they are rolling out the program in all the 360 centers. Because when they looked at their curriculum development, looked at the program, he actually said that that is what all parents and all teachers require.
What are the cost implications? Because when we mentioned McKinney, one thinks, unless the thing is free, Kangware will not afford.
Yeah, that's okay. In fact, I'm the JumpStart program. I'm the ambassador of the program in Africa. And the first thing that was there is that...
What do you mean ambassador? You are a business person.
What happened is that I had, first of all, to go and negotiate for the program to be affordable as many children as possible in Africa. Because the program was going at 20,000 and no per single unit for home use. And it was very clear that no child could be able, the reasonable people will not be able to afford it.
But 20,000 means what? You buy that for the year or for 3 years? Or
for a year. You know, it is actually covering an age bracket.
Yes.
Now, the first thing I had to do is to negotiate for the program to be made from here in Kenya.
Yes.
And for also an African price to be applicable. So the first thing, so that was accepted. And right now, the program we negotiated and the set price by KICD is 2,000. So that's a very good improvement. And the other thing that you have done, the parent do not require to buy it. In schools, he can still get this particular program on lease program. So whereby a child can pay around 25 shillings in a week to get access to the program. And to go further, most of the research is showing that a lot of kids cannot be able to read, even at a certain level. So what we negotiated also, JumpStart has released around 1,000 licenses for reading. And each license goes at around $700, and which we have been allowed to distribute in Kenya at no charge. We have given Compassion at the 300 centers a reading program for free for their children. We have rolled also, apart from the SOS, the program they bought, in all their centers we are giving them a reading program that will ensure children from age 4 to 6 develop reading as a game in whatever they do.
So what is the involvement of the Minister of Education in this matter?
That's very good. The Minister of Education, we have actually, we got approval from them. We launched officially the program in Africa in March. And then the other thing that we did, that we have also donated 20 licenses to the Minister of Education. They are deploying to various schools that are vulnerable, which actually have been having a problem in reading. In fact, we have actually planned, we have just rolled, because we agreed, we will give the program train the teachers on how to use the program, because you find that giving the program and you have not trained like a Boeing, you get a Boeing, you give somebody free, but it does not have not been, the pilot has not been trained how to use the program, maybe to fly the plane. So what we have also done is we have actually set aside resources to train champion teachers, not only to use the program, but to be able to understand how learning can be made as a game and fun in the classroom. They can, like Mtegi, I'll give you an example. When we are growing up young, when you are young, you are told to come with sticks in school. The issue of bringing sticks in school is to make math as practical as possible and in your environment. So that's actually the idea of the program as you bring technology in it. Using the child natural environment to stimulate learning. So it means that apart from this program, if a teacher goes or sees what the program is delivering, he can be able to design the syllabus that he has into a game environment. So the issue is you can make learning fun for all children.
You mentioned the KCD, the Kenya Curriculum Development.
Yes.
And of course, there is a government initiative to introduce laptops in schools.
Yes.
Are you doing software content for inclusion in that? Is there a partnership going on to include that content in the digital plan of the government? Or they're working on their own and you're trying to avail certain aids to them?
Okay, for us as Africa Digital Learning Academy, look at it this way. We are using the same model which was actually done to bring equity in banking industry. And what did Safaricom do? Safaricom actually introduced the M-Pesa to ensure that the village, as much as possible, they can introduce banking to everyone. So we are looking at it for this initiative to work very well. All private sector and every Kenyan has to be involved. And in involvement, it means even private sector should take this one as a next frontier, because the government cannot be able to achieve it alone. It requires as many partners as possible to come on board and be able to treat it as a national agenda.
Come on board and do what? What roles are there to be shared or to be performed by who?
Like in content development, a lot of companies can come in to develop content to ensure that, one, they supplement what the government is doing. Because the government could have what you call it, that a policy, we want to go this direction. But it will require all partners to come on board to actually say, we can actually be able to do this. Just like, I was just saying that like Safaricom came up with it, the government could have had an idea to say that we want banking to be accessible to everyone. So they came up with a mobile, that is the M-Pesa. So the M-Pesa has revolutionized banking, and in my view, it is actually saying that you have been able to transfer learning, banking, into the people who could not have got banking. And that is using technology. So we are actually saying that the next frontier of learning, if you want the Kibera or the Kakamega or the Kwale or the Wajir student to get the same teacher who is actually, let us say, in Nairobi, then you can actually be able to to get what that teacher is doing and deliver to that student who is in that remote area. And that digital can be able to do it very well.
So who are you talking to in private sector to get involved? You say you need a stakeholder to
we have, if you realize that we have rolled out, like in the mobile industry, we have rolled out the mobile applications. And we have mobile application for maths, and over 12 mobile applications, which are in the world, the #1 being downloadable in most of the 48 countries. Now, what we are looking at it, we told, because when they were looking at even the report about downloads, most of the download being made is being made.
When also, you say
when JumpStart was looking at the report of downloads, they actually gave us a report that a lot of the downloads also is happening in Kenya. Now, what they do, they are downloading it from the Google app, because also that program can be found in Google app. Now, what we went to discuss with them, we said, if they can allow mobile companies within Kenya to be able to set their own app store and be able to deploy those programs, so that instead of people paying directly to Los Angeles, people can actually buy and the money can be here, and they can have what you call a partner sharing ratio between the Los Angeles company and the companies who are doing business within the country. And actually they accepted that. They have given us a preference to be able to talk to the mobile companies who are actually having app stores to be able to talk to mobile companies that are selling data to be able to see if they can bundle the mobile application, which are learners for the PK children who are in Kenya. So the other thing that is there, we are also looking at the media. In other countries, media actually play a lot in education because they have channels for education. So we are looking at it is that, as we discuss with the media, is to see if they can have a program that can mimic what is given happening in digital world, to be able to deliver maths, English, and science as a unit that will actually attract parents.
So which media companies have you talked to?
We have actually sent application, even I think we have sent application to Citizen, we have sent application even to the newspapers.
Application to do what?
Actually for them to understand this program exists. What we realized that there have been actually a gap in information. A gap in information is that people have not understood what is edutainment. Edutainment, edugaming or edutainment. That is bundling entertainment with education.
Yes.
So it will take time. But that's actually why we are looking at it, and this is actually one of the first front, saying that yes, learning can be fun. And if everyone
what we are saying is that you are going to replace Cartoon Networks, which children see, with that.
Now, what you are saying, this Cartoon Network.
It's an attack on Cartoon Network.
Is that what we are saying?
I really like that. That's a very good question. Now, my answer is this. The program is designed in this environment. Take the Cartoon Network that the kids love. Take what the best teachers does in the world. The best teachers in the world, and it could be the best teachers in Kenya, they could be here. You take what they do every day in the class to be the best teachers. Take the best Cartoon Network the children loves, bundle them into a game, and deliver that one as learning.
Yeah.
So the children will know that we are watching Cartoon Network.
In fact, the best thing to demonstrate is to demonstrate how this works. So you love this particular cartoon series.
Yes.
You fuse that with
Correct.
maths or English or whatever it is.
Correct.
So you watch and you get to a point where you cannot continue watching until you answer a question or something.
Correct.
That's how you. That's what you're talking about.
Correct.
Let's try and see. Let's see what.
Like this one is a program developed. Kids like racing bicycles. Or children like what you call a PlayStation.
Math Blast. It's called a Math Blaster.
Yes. So this is actually whereby they have taken kids love racing cars on the TV in the normal games. So what have they done? They have taken those racing games, bundled with what the best teacher in math does in that age, and delivers learning.
Enter.
So a parent will come and press here, because in all this, a parent has to be involved, or a teacher has to be involved. Then from there, I will enter.
Math Blaster.
Yes. Then from there, it will ask me to play. And the child is the one who is playing. It will ask me as a parent when I'm entering this. Is it addition? Is it subtraction? Is it multiplication? Is it division? Is it fractions? Is it standard form? And then I'll actually pick maybe addition. It will ask me, is your child having a difficulty in math? So it means that I have to start from the lower end. So I say lower end. It also asks me, is it easy, medium, or hard? Hard, it means that if the child is very good at that end. I say easy. And then the program will begin. So the same thing that, the same thing the child does in racing. I will race this, child will race, but as he's racing this breaker program, there are obstacles on the way. So he needs to try the much he can to avoid the obstacles, and then shoot the obstacles. Then as he moves, he will reach a level where the program stops. Let me just demonstrate.
So you're shooting up.
Now here stops. Now it has brought the math. 0 plus 8. And the child is supposed to be fast. It has changed to 1, 7, and it's racing with time. 6. It is warning the child that the time is over. So when the time is over, it brings the score of the child. It's like I said that the child actually took time to react. So the program from there now it will go down. Realize that this child has a difficulty even in that easy area. So then the child continues. So if it is fraction, the child will actually get the fraction. So they're actually saying that, and if you look at the program, the understanding is there's the speed, which is coming with the program. The child actually is supposed to be speed in what he's doing. And what it's just doing is that it is to unlock the child. And with time, as the child does every day, he sharpens the skill in learning. So this is like the math blaster.
So the thing is, it's a trade-off. You're interested in the game?
Yes.
You got to learn something.
Correct.
As you go along. If you cannot perform that task,
then you cannot
the game can't continue.
Correct.
So it makes you work hard to continue
yes,
by at least learning or answering some questions along the way.
So the issue that is there, the issue that is there, as the child would like to continue playing, the child believes that he's continuing to play, but the teacher and the parent will only see improved result in class. So it's a trade-off.
So is this thing in, I know children of some rich kids who have gadgets called PlayStation.
Now,
is it in PlayStation?
No.
Because children,
yes.
What is happening is we are actually saying that this is only one font of the learning. There's a font that is going to be deployed in schools and centers and the villages. We are looking at those digital villages that we set up. We can revolutionize that learning areas. Those kiosks which used to show videos, kids used to pay 2 bob, 20 bob to watch videos. So instead of now doing those videos, going to those videos, we are actually going to give those owners of those programs to be able now to become learning fronts as holiday is coming. We are looking at as youth, as they're planning to go into businesses, maybe using the Ovezo Fund. We are open to give them programs.
So this, like the one you just displayed here,
yes.
Math Blast.
Math Blast.
Math Blast.
Yes.
Runs on what platform? I mean, you can do it on your phone. It's on DVD.
Yes.
It can be played out on a big screen, TV
Correct.
screen.
Yes.
So the program can be bought. That's what you're saying.
The program
so let's talk about availability for people who might be interested in using these learning aids for their purposes at home, schools are closing, or even during weekends, or general use.
Yes, this program is going to be available all over the country.
Do you mean going to?
Yeah, what we are actually doing, remember we have started a sensitization of what we have. We actually were getting what we call approval first. So the Ministry of Education, KICD, has approved for our content, which actually for early learners. And the next move has actually been setting up a production area to produce the program locally here. So which has actually already been done. And training now the teachers and parents on how to use the program. So we started with different front. So compassion, it is done. We have already trained their managers for
Kibisi, what I'm asking for is generally, where isn't this a universally available program or intervention? You can go to a shop and buy, because without going to school, I mean, parents would like to use this for their, additional, apart from the institutional instruction.
Parents who have seen this and want to go and get it now.
People would want to use this as extras instead of the tuition that they subject their children to. There is a self-teaching aid here that they can work with.
Thank you. I think, let me mention this for the first time.
Yeah.
First of all, this is a learning solution. Now, one of the things that is there, we have experts, first of all, that have to be involved. So we have not deployed this program to the ordinary shops.
Okay.
Or the supermarket. Why? Because every child is very important. So if a parent wants to get the program, he has either to get it from the partner, which is the school, where the school owners, we have trained them on how to use the programs, or they get directly from our company. And they can buy it online, but before he buys, there are specific questions the parent will be asked to ensure that as he's deploying the program, like you saw in this particular mobile app, it is first of all saying that as a parent, press this particular place for some seconds. So it actually knows that it is not the child who is doing it.
It's the parent.
It's the parent. Because remember, it's education. And education you have, first of all, to gauge where the child is.
Okay.
Before you deploy the solution.
Let's look at what solutions are there. They're covering which ages and which curriculum or syllabus?
We have a solution that covers from right away from toddler level, which is age 2. And the program goes up to class 7 and class 8. And we are focusing in primary because it's the backbone of learning. Now, we have every area, there is what we call cross-curriculum, and there is always called also target. Like a child could have a problem in reading, so we have what we call reading blaster, which only sort out that child to develop reading as a game. A child could have only a problem in maths, then you have math blaster. A child could have a problem across the board, then you have the program that covers across the board. So that's why the questioning and being able to fill a form to understand where the child is comes very pertinent. Now, in short, I'm actually saying we are seeing this one becoming the Facebook of education in Africa. And the Facebook education is where all educators converge, where all parents converge to get solutions that will be able to make Kenya or Africa go to the map of innovators.
Okay, but earlier on you had this program available in packages, sold in commercially.
Correct.
What is the difference between what you were doing then and now? You seem to have removed it from the market.
Yes.
And now you want it controlled as a system of instruction or as a teaching solution.
Now, what we did, during that time we were only resellers. And the company was called Kids Learning Company, until it was bought by investors, consortium of investors. Right. And when it was bought, it was transformed to Africa Digital Learning Academy, and the approach changed from being resellers to being people who would give solutions to parents, because we realized a lot of parents were using it as a way of passing kids, just ensuring the kids are engaged. But which means that they were not achieving the actual goal of ensuring that parents participate in learning. So currently right now is that the arrangement that we had with the mother company was, we will not deliver this program as if commercially just because we want to make money. We deliver this program because we want to change a way of learning.
You talked about training teachers.
Yes.
That's a massive undertaking.
Now,
how do you do that?
We are doing what we are calling that. First of all, we are training champions. Now, champions, it means that a champion.
Where are you getting them? Where is the source of the champion?
The champion can sign up. The champion go to a website. They sign up and saying that they want to be champion of the JumpStart programs.
And if they don't know, how do they get to know that you exist?
We have been going to schools, like in Buruburu SOS. We have actually trained champion, around 40 teachers in Buruburu SOS to be champion of the program. In Compassion, which has over 360 centers in the country, cutting across from Busia to Kwale, we have trained 52 champions. Now the 52 champions are going to train project managers in 400 centers. So we are actually going what we call a multiplier effect, because we know we cannot do it alone. We require other people to do it. As I mentioned, they have just signed an MOU with Plan International. Plan International has an intervention program they want to do under open space, which is targeting around 300 schools. So we believe under that we'll be able to train other people within that ground. And then the Ministry of Education, they have identified we are going to train their 40 teachers out of the team they had already trained. So when we train them, then they will be able not only to know how to use JumpStart program, but to understand how to make learning fun using technology. The idea is making a school another home.
Okay, so we mentioned the classes and so on. In terms of the scope of subjects or content, what do we have? I mean, we looked at math.
Yeah.
English, science.
What else is there?
We have math, we have English, we have science, we have critical reasoning and thinking skills, which we actually deploy right away when the children are age 2, because from there now they become critical thinkers and critical thinking. We have also the program that is the Kiddie Kids, which assists kids to be able to be fast in typing. There's also Kiddie Works, which is able to train children right away from an early age, preschool level, to develop a need to write. Because the Kiddie Kids is able to make children be able to write their own stories and start publishing their own stories. As we are talking right now, there are 2 kids who have actually been using the program. One is in class 1, the other one is in class 5. They have actually drafted a book, and it is under review to see if they can publish that book as early, because anyone looking at it, like I say, these are not kids who are in primary school. And then, for example, because it's good actually to use a live example. There's a child who started using the program. He's from Kakamega Primary School, which is one of the largest public school, and the parent happened to be around. So the child started using the program in December. The child was nowhere among the top 10 in the class. As we are talking about right now, after 6 months, the child actually is stopping the class. And the child actually is getting like 90 marks in maths and in science subjects. And above all, the parent came the other day to see us, and like I said, that the child is, when they are discussing with the child can be able to give solutions, not only in class. So we are looking at it, the program is only re-engineering or the way we look at learning.
Yeah, but how do you, integrate it into the learning environment? We know that people are still doing manual, analog instruction in schools. This requires the technology, computer, even power, batteries, charge. It needs apps, access.
Yeah.
How is it going to be integrated?
First of all, children are not allowed to go with phones to school. So phones are bad.
It looks like you're setting up labs for instruction again, where children have to go and sit and watch these games, infused with education. Now, people are saying you need to give people free things. They need to get this knowledge outside an environment, so that a child can be at home, can be anywhere, and they are free to, to get assisted.
Now, I think that's a very good question. We have always had a lot of people talking about Kenya was at par with Singapore.
In the 1980s.
Now, from there, it is what Singapore did and what Kenya did. That's why the differential that is there. Now, what we are saying is that in the 21st century, the role of the teacher is going to change. The role of the teacher, as we have known traditionally, is a source of knowledge. Now, in the 21st century, kids are going to go into class when they have already learned a lot using the technological media that is existing. A child will go when he has already attended a class in Singapore using the Google. Now, so the teacher has to be prepared for that changeover. So what we are looking at it is that we are actually saying that this is only one mode. Now, the reason why we train the champions, we are actually telling them, even if you are in Mandera where there is no power. I started by saying that when you were young, we were using sticks to count. Now, this Mandera teacher who does not have technology, he can actually come to be trained and be able to deliver the same learning in a game environment. It only takes the teacher to say that, now let us go out. We want to start doing math. Do something in the physical exercise that will make the children remember the math. Bring the math in the natural environment. That's actually what the program is doing. And that's why we are saying that apart from just giving the program, we are training teachers so that they can use their traditional syllabus.
Yeah, but the question, Kibisu, is not answered. Why did you phase out the applied tool? And even you want teachers, why do you want to centralize in the main? Why do you want to mainstream it? That's fine. It ought to be. But why not also leave it outside the mainstream so that people can access and use?
Yes, okay. I think maybe I didn't get the question very well. Now, the teachers, there is actually the program that is going to be used at school.
Yeah.
Which is also very pertinent. There is also the program that is going to be used at home.
By the parents.
By the parents. And then there is also the program that is going to be used in other institutions. We are actually saying, like churches, where kids spend most of the time in Sunday school.
Yes.
They are not only supposed to be concerned about them going to heaven.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yes.
But they have to know how they are performing in class.
Okay. Even, they can also learn Bible through the same...
Correct. In a game environment.
But what I'm saying is, so when at certain age, class 6 onwards, those kids know how to apply or operate things. Even a phone, they'll go and play games in there and so forth.
Yes,
why are you not making a tool available for them to do it self on their own?
Now, once the kids reaches a certain age, they do not require parent intervention.
Yes.
They can still work on it. That's why, I was just only showing this because it's at a lower level.
Oh, that's a lower level one.
Lower level.
They are open
progress.
to their own self-administration.
Correct.
Okay.
And at the start point also of the program, because the program what you call skill leveling, it automatically moves as the child is completing every level. When it reaches the second level, the third time, the fourth time when it's coming to the program, it's known that the child has mastered what is happening. So it leaves the child to become autopilot.
Yeah.
Maybe just to mention is that, like the first thing that is there is that our program believes in this, that the mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be rekindled. So you only need, and the children's minds is bigger than the biggest computer in the world. So what you need to do is only to rekindle the mind.
Ignite
the mind, and the children, maybe in the next 10 years, Kenyans can produce innovators who have never innovated anything all over the world.
Yeah. Let me just get a bit of feedback. I mean, people are obviously writing in who are excited about this program. You can also text in your question or send your inquiry to 22422, then we'll put it to Kibisu. When someone says, okay, I'm Christine, a parent, please tell me how I can get the digital learning program.
That's what I was asking.
Please, you know, because, you know, it is please, where can I get it?
Yeah.
People want to, outside the school environment, they want to know how to help their children digitally to learn, and especially, like I said, the subjects put them off, and they're at home over holidays. They want to get something that can get them in that mode. Anyway, just answer that, because, I mean, of course, you did answer it in a roundabout way that is no longer available in the market, but can you please clarify?
Okay. Now, I would like to say this. The parent can get the program from our site. If you go to www.dschool.co.ke, he can be able
dschool,
yes,
as in D for David,
yes,
school,
yes,
.co.ke. That's the Kenyan,
and he can buy the program online, but before he buys or she buys the program, he will actually have to answer specific question where the child is.
Yes.
Now, if he has a school, he can also talk to the school, because the school can contact us, because we want to have a connection between what the children does at home, even if when they go for holiday, and what is in the school. Because we want, the program has what we call an evaluation system that automatically picks what the child is doing every time. So we want, when the child is completing the holidays, the parent to be able to print out that, and the teacher can go to the teacher and sit with the teacher and see what levels the program is showing the child has a disability.
Okay. More questions, of course. You know, I'd like to join digital learning. That's my son is 2 years. I want him to get that program. Advice on how I can do that. Mutie in Athi River. You have been told go to the dschool.co.ke. You can fill up and get the program. Somebody says, does the technology only target families or people who are conversant with technology and can afford it? What about families who are neither techno-savvy or rich or can afford it?
Now, that's exactly what you are saying, that, and we are very happy for what the government intervention is doing for public schools. And we are looking at it is that they can use that particular platform to roll out in other public schools.
That's why we've gone to discussions with the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, or you can you know, integrate it in the learning, in the curriculum and learning systems, and the champions you are recruiting and training. And then also, to go out,
maybe also on the same, we are looking at it. ICT board has set up what we call digital centers, where they were using emails. Nowadays, people are using phones to send emails. So we are looking at it, they can transform that one into learning centers. And then they contact us and they get the programs, and then they can be able to deliver.
Somebody says the same. I'm Tony, teacher of English at St. Joseph's, Kirandich, Nakuru. How do I get the application for teaching English online? Why can't you put it on Google Play Store?
That's a good question.
Work to do, yeah?
Yeah.
Food for thought. Of course.
Now, maybe I can just answer that.
Yes. We
are looking at it. Why can't Kenyan companies come up with their own app and we put it there? So that instead of only, they also share in the revenue.
Supposing somebody does a M-Shule and they put it on my phone, so you can go there the way you go to whatever.
Yeah.
And you can go for subjects, class 1, you know, on your phone and get, you know, through that subscription.
Like we are looking at it, Safaricom has something called App Store.
They have for subscribers, yes.
So we are looking at it.
Send you there to buy their
we could. It is better if we put there and part of the revenue remains in Kenya.
Yeah.
And they make money.
Yeah, a lot of questions about English, teaching English and so forth coming up there. I guess you have the English program.
Correct.
All right.
And maybe just to mention about the English program.
Yes.
We have been allowed to donate 1,000 licenses to Kenya, which is called Reading Blaster, and it is actually to develop reading for all children. And we have already donated 20 to the Ministry of Education. We have already donated for 360.
I'm assuming this is American English.
English is universal.
No, it is not.
It's British and American.
Yeah, actually,
it's American English.
There's almost Canadian as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody says, appraising the same digital learning, somebody said the program has positively changed the performance of my children totally. I recommend it to all parents. This is Pastor Moses Morenga of Momia's Friends Church. So, I mean, things are happening out there. There's somebody said, do you have one for beginners? Yeah. Need one for my 2.5-year-old son. He knows how to play games on phone. I told you, people want things they can do on their own.
I'll tell you, there's a child who started using the program at age 2. There's a time he was meeting some Asians in a shop, and they were using a mobile, and the mobile had stopped. That person was using a mobile, and it had stopped working. And it surprised, the child was able to go to the mobile, place somewhere down here. All the app had to come up, and he stopped the program. And the Asian was saying, I've learned something from this child. And the child was age 3, because he started using the program at age 2. So actually, yes, we have a program for age 2. And to emphasize, we are looking at it, not the children not only to pass in class, but to pass in life, to be able to excel in life. Yes. That is the most critical thing about learning. Learning, you should be able to change something that no one has been able to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody says, is there a program for reading? Somebody has a 5-year-old who does not write, but can read. He refuses to write completely. Is there a solution for that?
I think what I'll just say. What I'll just say is that the point, maybe Mutegi and my brother Makali, is to look at how do kids learn in class. Now, this program encourages, if it deployed in a school, what we call collaborative learning. So kids do not sit and hide from each other what they are doing. We are saying that in making solutions for the world, you require to collaborate. So what we are looking at it is that that child who is only reading but does not want to write, if it's paired with a child who is writing every time, that child will be able to learn because they are in a game of writing with other kids. So the program, that's something that I did not mention. The program is saying that the best learning is collaborative learning. Teachers, if they are paired together, the best teacher and the teacher who is not good, they learn from each other. The same applies to the children. So set everything as a game in your class, in your house, and the kids will learn very well.
Okay. Finally, somebody says Maths Blaster is on Google Store apps. Is that the one you are talking about?
Correct.
All right. That's your answer there. And then, does the program run on Android, Windows, or across all the platforms?
The program, we have solution for all the platforms. That's why for mobile apps, I'm talking about the mobile apps, which actually run on Android phones. Okay. The one which run for Windows, which is the one which is for computer. And we actually say that mostly we encourage schools to use computers because they have what you call a tracking system. So you can track what the child is doing every day. So every time when the child starts, the program starts recording what the child is doing every day on the program until he has actually ended.
All right. Somebody has checked out the website, dschool.co.ke, www.dschool.co.ke. That's where those applications are. And somebody says this returns internal server error. Is that temporary?
going to be temporary.
Don't be like some people who say, call this hotline, then when we try it, it bounces. But, yeah. All right, I think final word from you, just, you know, I mean, obviously, this is, Kenya is trying, you're trying to move this technology ahead in Kenya, but I'm sure there are other countries where this is being applied. How is it working comparatively, and which countries are these that are taking this path? I was
talking about Africa.
That we can say best practices and it's working.
Actually, the program is being used in Singapore. One of the person who is actually the technical person who we have actually appointed especially to roll out for Kenya, especially on teacher training, is one of the specialists in training, and has trained Malaysian teachers on incorporating technology in the classroom. And he luckily, but he was born from Malaysia, from Mexico. So he'll likely be joining the team to ensure that we deliver this as they have done in Malaysian and Singapore countries. So we're actually looking at it that we negotiated for the best for Africa. But the program was supposed to start in Johannesburg, but because we had a bigger team of Kenyans, so we had to negotiate it to come to Kenya. Okay. And what you're looking at it is that, and what all the viewers should understand, this program is being produced here in Kenya to serve the entire Africa. So that's why it's a big opportunity for everyone. And we are also looking at the media houses. Because like at the end of, this is only one line of this program. This program can also be used to be transformed to become like the TV shows for children, and it can actually deliver learning in a certain ground. Because the school of the 21st century will not be bricks and stones. That's actually what Microsoft said. The school of 21st century will be, you can learn anywhere. If it is costly to make bricks and stone and does not add value in learning, then make a tent and put there what kids can learn about.
Are you working with KIE on that? They have educational programs which are being broadcast right now on
actually,
TV.
We have been having a lot on our stake, and that's why we are looking at it at other partners joining in to do that.
To make this a success.
Yeah, we are looking at it at the collaboration learning is the best way to do it.
All right, there you have it. You can make the learning of your child more entertaining by adopting digital technology. And I want to thank Mr. Wycliffe Kibisu from Africa Digital Learning Academy for coming to share those perspectives.
Where are you located actually?
That's a good one.
Do you have a physical, or you operate in a tent?
Virtual office? Yes. No, no. Actually, our head office is. You will be surprised. Our head office is actually in Western Kenya, at in Kakamega. There's a smart class that we have set, which is a model class that we are looking at. Maybe other like the digital village you are talking about. They'll come and look at.
Why are you in Western Kenya? Why are you not in Nairobi?
Now, that is actually the shift that you're looking at.
Yes, ask him why not Kakamega.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, that's what you're. In fact, the first thing that they were thinking that we deploy in Johannesburg. Yeah. And we told them that Kenya is the best place.
And according to you, Kenya is Kakamega?
No. Actually, we are looking at it at all partners in counties. We are looking at partners in counties to be able to set up units. That's why we have made what we call a demonstrative class. All right, Kibisu, thank you very much for coming. Those who are asking where do we find them, go to the website. It's www.dschool.co.ke. And I'm getting the feedback that the website is actually loading very well. That is Felix Opata, IPMS Consulting, giving me that feedback. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching Power Breakfast.